Good afternoon, everybody. This is Crystal, and welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel. It's great to be here again. It's been quite a while, and today I come to you with a topic which I find extremely necessary, useful, and it was a great success when I presented this at the language school where I teach. I didn't believe that so many students would be interested, and it was, if I may say so myself, a huge success. The topic is, what's your destination? Right. When I say what's your destination, I want you to think of our brains as a maze. Okay, not amazing, a maze. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has become a victim of our own personal maze at some point in our lives. The thought that we don't know what to do, where to go, how to find a way out of this maze increases our stress levels, and it's something that makes the whole situation worse. It aggravates the situation. And even if the problem is tiny, it just magnifies it into something that we believe is just impossible. So what happens when our stress levels rise? Cortisol, which is a hormone, builds up in our brain, thus causing something like fogginess, which even if there is a solution, and there is always a solution to all problems, we are unable to see it. Now, remember that all problems have a solution. They are created with their solution, just like every poison has its antidote. Now, there are some other cases where it's not a problem, but it is something we call a situation. Now, the difference between the two is that a problem can be solved because, as I said just now, it is created with a solution. You just have to find out what the solution is. Whereas a situation is something we just have to deal with. Now, how do we deal with a situation? There are, in my mind, I see only two ways. The first one is accept the situation as it is, compromise your needs and your wants, and learn to live with it. Another way to deal with a situation is leave it, or the person who is actually responsible for it. Run away from it. Have nothing to do with it. You have a right as a person, as a human being, to protect yourself. So, without any hard feelings, just turn the other way and bye-bye. So that's as far as the maze is concerned. Now, I picture our minds as a ball of string, tangled ball of string. This is how I see it. You know you're lost. You know you need a way out. You can try and find your way out on your own. It's going to take longer, obviously, okay, but you can also choose to give the one end of that ball of string, let's say, you can give that one end to a person you love, trust, and is somebody's close to you. It can be your parent, it can be a sibling, it can be a very good and wise friend, or it can be a professional that will be able to help you. So they take the one end, you take the other, and together you will see that it becomes much easier to figure out ways to deal with your different issues. Okay, now remember that everything is possible, everything is doable. The only thing that is not is, of course, a situation. And I've already told you what to do in that case. Now, I'm going to be sharing my screen because I want you to follow. Right, okay, so what is your destination? This video is going to help you find solutions and ways out of your personal maze. It's not difficult. Along with everything else we said, it is quite easy if you know the way or plan your way. So this is our life. This is our maze. Somewhere within that grid, we are like a little dot battling to find a way out. Quite difficult. So as I said, you can either take the thread, take the end of that, your brain, and try and straighten it out, or you can ask somebody to help you and together straighten things out, find solutions to your problems. Now, where are you now? Right now, during this time of your life, where are you? If you could draw your life map, where would you say that you are right now in your life? And is this where you want to stay? Most probably not. So, congratulations. You've taken the first step by being right here. Let's find our direction. Let's get moving. In order to do this, we must find out some things about ourselves. Now, you might say, but I know myself. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly where I want to go. Sure, fine. But it's always nice to hear what other people have to say about you. Other people, people that we love, people who know us, okay, within our circle of friends, and they can always give us an objective outlook of ourselves. So it's not a bad idea to ask other people, okay? Now, how well do you know yourself? I want you to write down 3 words that describe you. Now, right below this video, I'm going to put up a link, and I'd like you to download a questionnaire. It's basically answering the questions that we will be covering here, so that you can make a self-assessment, okay, an assessment of yourself, and finally a promise to yourself. And you can see that together we will be able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and it's not as hard as you might think it is. So describe yourself in 3 words. Am I kind? Am I aggressive? Am I impatient or am I patient? Am I, let's say, do I create a lot of chaos in people's lives or do I calm people? So, anything. How do you feel about where you're taking yourself? Living the life you are right now, doing the things that you are doing right now, and I mean this period of time. Okay, so are you happy with the way things are turning out for you? So write 3 words that describe how you feel about your life right now. Maybe you feel like not appreciated. Maybe you feel that you have earned many people's respect. Maybe you feel like overwhelmed with everything that you have on your plate. So, you write it down. So right now, my focus is on improving my self-image, is focused on succeeding in an upcoming exam. It can be anything. And one thing I'm proud of myself for is, surely we all have something to be proud of. But I want you to notice this. I'm not asking you about what you're not. Because the minute you start thinking and analyzing what you're not, immediately you put labels on you, okay, and you start believing accordingly and acting accordingly. So, no labels. If you start telling yourself that you're lazy, you're not doing enough, that you're something bad, believe me, you will start becoming lazier and lazier, and you will never, ever, ever do anything. So keep away from labels. Your interests and your strengths. Your destination is much easier to find when you know what you enjoy and what you're good at. Mark Twain, a very famous author, which I'm sure most of you know or have heard of, once said, find a job you enjoy doing and you will never have to work a day in your life. And then Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, if you have an iPhone, you can thank Steve Jobs for that. He completes this quote by saying, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied or happy is to do what you believe is great work. Okay, so there's no, let's say, mediocre situations. It's either do it or leave it be. Write down, or you can actually circle the things that you enjoy doing. What is it? Is it sports, music, performing, technology, helping others? Yes, there are people that actually get a lot of satisfaction by helping others. Again, it's a hormone called oxytocin, which just boosts in our system, and you get that beautiful feeling out of just helping other people. Is it leadership you enjoy? Do you like bossing people around? No. Do you like building, creating, fixing things? Do you like writing? Does it relax you? Or is there something else? So you can complete that blank over there. Now, what I'm good at, again, and you can search yourself or ask people to tell you their opinion. What am I good at? Okay, what do you think I'm good at? Am I good at speaking? Am I good at listening? Am I good at organizing? Whatever. And what skill do I want to improve? Surely we all have areas that we would like to improve on. So we fail some, we win some. It doesn't mean that just because I want to do something and I start somewhere that I'm automatically going to succeed. Of course not. So if you've dreamed of a skill that you'd like to learn and have tried and tried and tried and not succeeded, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We never, ever, ever give up. Trying again and again and again ultimately leads to success. The failure is somebody who doesn't even bother to try, definitely. So imagine your destination. Think about your future as a whole, not just a job, but the kind of life that you would like for yourself. Okay, so, and you can complete this by saying, when I imagine myself at 25 or 10 years or 15 years from now, I hope I am, and you can complete. It's your dream, it's your destination. Now, I want my life to be filled with. Again, circle everything that applies for you. Is it happiness? Is it success? Is it freedom? Some people ask me, freedom? Why freedom? Freedom. Do we have the freedom to speak, to say our opinion? Do we have the freedom to take part in a sports event? Do you know that before 1970, women were not allowed to take part in a marathon race? And the first woman, I can't think of the name right now, but she disguised herself as a man in order to take part in something that she wanted to do so much. And thank goodness for that woman, even though that she found a lot of people against her, but she won. And today, so many women have the privilege of running. Do we have the freedom to believe in our religion? Okay, with whatever you are. Okay, there are many, many countries where you're not allowed to display the crucifix, where you're not allowed to do the sign of the cross. You're not allowed to even mention the word God. You're dead. Do we have the freedom to study and even go to university? Many, many countries, unfortunately, do not have that freedom. Many, many people. And then I have stability. For some people, stability is something wonderful. Of course, it is wonderful if it is the ideal situation. Personally, I find stability a bit like the lifeline on a life monitor in the hospital, like dead. I love these ups and downs. Okay, I mean, it's what makes us feel alive, I think. But as I said, this is a very personal thing. Creativity, to create, adventure, helping others, respect. You earn people's respect. You don't demand it. So act accordingly. If you want respect, you should express respect, display respect, and people will respect you back. And then a balance, of course. When there is a work and let's say relaxing time. If there is a balance between the entertainment and work, that's what I was looking for. Okay, there has to be a balance. It can't all be done like just one. You have to have a balance. And when I teach writing at school, okay, and there are advantages and disadvantages of something, some topic, students sometimes can't find any disadvantages of being rich, let's say. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being rich? Of course there are. Just look at it from another perspective. But if it's not, if you don't have both advantages and disadvantages, there's no balance. It's a one-sided thing. Right, so what I definitely don't want for my future, obviously toxic people, bad, crazy situations where I feel like trapped. You think about it, you write it. Now, nobody said it would be easy. I will never promise you like just magic, all your problems solved. There's no such thing. You have to make an effort. Every journey has challenges. So thinking about them earlier makes you stronger. Why? Because planning is half the work done. You must have a plan B, a plan C. This helps you not get stressed. What if it doesn't succeed? What if and what if? It just erases all the what ifs. Okay. And when there is no stress, there's nothing blocking your brain and magnifying the problem. So plan your journey well. And planning ahead is definitely something which I recommend always. It might sound boring to some people, but believe me, it is a must. So think about one difficulty, a challenge that could possibly slow you down in the process. Anything. Write that down. Like, let's say the opinion of other people, my family is against it. I'm married, I can't do as I wish. My husband doesn't agree with that. Anything. Now, when things get hard, what do you do? Do you give up? Do you ask for help? Do you push through like, I'm going to make it? Or do you get distracted with other things? Maybe scrolling, distract yourself and hope that the problem is just going to go away by itself? Or do you have something else that you would like to tell us? Planning ahead continued. Now, of course, there's always going to be that one person in your life who could help you, who could guide you and support you. Always have the name of that person, or if you're lucky and have more than one, make sure that you write them all down. You never know, you might need them on a rainy day. So, and you will get there. I promise you, you will reach your destination. Baby steps, small baby steps. Be patient. Big destinations, big dreams are reached one step at a time. You can't just fly to the top of the ladder. You have to be patient and take it one step at a time. And remember, nobody climbs Everest in one day. So you have to be patient. Now, setting your own goals. Write down one small goal that you are prepared to work on this year. Anything. One habit I want to build, for example, studying, exercising, being kinder, being more disciplined. It's totally up to you. All right. There's no restriction here. Think of a habit that you would like to build. Sometimes, you see people, you meet people and you get talking and you hear of something that they do that you would find it really cool to copy. Write it down. And of course, we all, and I mean everybody, has a habit that we would like to reduce or to stop. Okay, so think about the rubbish you want to get rid of. So the choice, my dears, is totally yours. Every choice we make has a result. Sometimes it's a good one. Sometimes it's not such a great one. The fact remains that the choices we make have to be ours. They have to be ours so that you can either suffer the consequences or get all the praise. So it all accounts for you, either your success or your failure. Every choice has a consequence. Okay, for instance, if I skip school and I don't do my homework, what is the consequence? Obviously, bad marks, or possibly repeating the year and not entering university. Then, practicing a skill regularly, what will that result be? Champions do it. That's it. You can't magically reach the top. It needs a lot of hard work and practice. Choosing positive friends. Friends are very important in our lives. And if you have positive friends in your life, there's just one result. You will feel fulfilled. You will feel like, how shall I say, complete, loved, and all those nice things. And giving up too quickly, let's say that you're impatient and you don't want to wait any longer and you give up. You will definitely, the consequence of this will definitely be, you'll be sorry. You'll definitely be sorry for it. So, your personal promise. I'd like you to write a short promise to yourself. I promise to, and what you promised yourself, get out of your body and think that you're somebody else. What would you like to promise that person? Why? Because your future matters. Of course it does. Sign it and put today's date. Final thought. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. All you have to do is just know that your choices, the choices you make today, shape your future. And it doesn't mean that if we stray, get lost, sometimes even just take a bit of a break, okay, that we can't find our way out of our personal maze. It's just going to be with a bit of a delay, but you will definitely get out. So I'd really like to thank you all for joining me here today. And I really hope that I have made, or I have, let's say, shed some light on all the possibilities, and just to give you a different idea of what a situation and what a problem is, and finding your own destination. We all need a GPS to get unlost, okay, to find our way. And we are very lucky that if we think as human beings with a clear head and a positive attitude and just have faith in ourselves, we can achieve not only what we have dreamt of, But sometimes we can even just go way beyond that. So I wish you all the very best of luck. And don't forget to click on the link below and download that worksheet so that you can make your own self-assessment. Thank you so much. Till next time. Goodbye. Thank you. Doesn't seem like it wants to let go.